Okay, good evening, class. Welcome to our today's session, and we'll be dealing with supply and under supply. We'll be dealing with specifically two learning outcomes. That is, we will be dealing with definition of the term supply and explain the factors that affect supply. So I want you to take a minute or less than a minute. On the chat box, just write any word that comes into your mind when you hear about the term supply. Any word, one word that comes into your mind. I'm waiting for the responses. Any word that comes into your mind. Good. I can see Wanjiru. Wanjiru says products. Good attempt. Bugua says provision. Good. Obure says ability. Good. Good. Let's go. Okay. Obure says also willing. Good. Okay. Bugua says also willingness. Good. I think from what you have written, it gives us a clue to what supply means. So in simple terms, when we talk about the term supply, basically we mean the quantity of goods and services that a producer is willing and able to offer at various prices, which are at a specific period of time. So in this, you should, when we are talking about the term supply, we have some of the key terms that we take into consideration. One, we must have the quantity of goods and services that the supplier is willing to. Also, the supplier must be willing. At the same time, the supplier must be able to supply their goods to the market. So for supplier to be successful, you must be willing and able. You may be willing to offer something, but you are not able to have the product. So that's why we say supply. In some terms, it needs to be done so. So also we have the law of supply, whereby in the law of supply, there is a direct relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. Why are we saying so? In most cases, you get that once the price increase, it will lead to an increase in the supply and vice versa, of which is in layman's language, we call it the steris paribus. So in the next activity, I will be putting you into the breakout rooms. In the breakout rooms, I want each group you will come up with 2 or 3 factors that affect supply. So let me put you into the breakout rooms so that you may have to discuss that in a minute. Okay. I think you have done your job. So I will start with one was being held by Oyugi Nyalindo.
Thank you, sir. We had a couple of demands. I mean, not demand, supplies, factors. And those factors, number one, we tackle the price of the food.
Next.
Yes, on top of what my colleague has said, we also talked about the number of suppliers, and we said if there are many suppliers in the market, the total supply will increase. And on top of that, we also talked about the expectation of future prices, where we said if the producers expect that prices will rise, they may hold back their supply now, and if prices are expected to fall, they may increase the current supply in order to avoid losses.
We also talked about the price of the commodity, where we say that if the price increases, then supply in the market also increases, and when the price decreases, then the supply equally decreases.
We talked about weather and natural conditions. If there is favorable weather, there is increased supply, and vice versa.
We also spoke of government policies and political stability, and that when taxes increase, production cost reduces the supply, while subsidies may lower costs, increasing the supply.
Okay, thank you. I think that's good work done. And so let me give you some of the factors that affect supply. So from the PowerPoint that has been projected, you can see that I heard some of you talk about the one we have the price levels, whereby price of different goods directly influence supply. Maybe high prices often encourage producers to produce more. Also, we have the issue of technology advancement, which we also talked about. We have also the production cost. If the production cost is high, it will lead to increased production. Also, we have the future price expectations. If we expect that the prices in future will increase, it may tend to affect the supply of some commodities. Also, we have the number of suppliers, whereby you get that increasing the number of suppliers in the market typically will lead to a decrease in the supply. So that is what we had. So in conclusion, supply, basically we said it means the quantity of goods and services that the producer will produce to a given market at a willing and able, he or she must be willing or able to do that. So in a nutshell, we have run a lot. So I may need one person to give us an elaboration of what we have discussed today. One person, one student. You can just unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, thank you, sir. And for me, I've learned what's the definition of supply. I thought that supply was just provision, but now I've learned that supply is the amount of commodities maybe that the supplier or the producer can be able to supply to the market at a given price over a given period of time, and the producer or the supplier must be willing and able to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Sam, for the good elaboration of what you have done today. So with that, I think with my assignment, it will be discuss the supply curves, draw different supply curves, explain them very well. The assignment will be submitted before Friday, 18th, for marking through the classroom. So kindly work on that until we meet next time. Happy for you. Have a blessed week, a productive evening, and also enjoy and take good care of yourselves. Thank you. And thank you for your attention.
Asante
Asante
mwalimu.
mwalimu.
Thank you, sir.
Karibu sana Oyugi. I can see imeandika Oyugi Nyarindo Works. Good work.